we should address is like, what do we want to see? Do we want to keep seeing like those Instagram share posts that like, oh, tag 10 friends if Black Lives Matter? You know, like I don't want to see that shit anymore. I don't want to keep scrolling down my timeline and seeing like more black men being brutalized by police officers in America or anywhere around the world. So, you know, just like as you're having these discussions with your friends and your peers around you that you meet today, like think about what does it mean to actually see change in Taiwan and when you go back home in your own country. And on the topic of self-love, on that thread, I just want to say, like, for the black people who are dealing with all these, like, all their trauma and all the emotions that have been surged by the recent events, like, take care of yourself, because this shit is not worth you going out protesting, getting yourself killed, or also just like dealing with all that emotional stress. Because living every day while black is activism in itself.
I had a very interesting week at work. I actually wore this shirt on Friday. I can't breathe. And I actually had a coworker make a white coworker start to laugh and make jokes about the shirt. And the thing is, that particular coworker, and I know some of my other coworkers are here, so now you can specifically tell him this is how I feel. He was particularly tone deaf. And the rest of the white male coworkers kind of whispered in hushed whispers like, it means this, it means that, blah, 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 blah. And he did not think it enough to catch me in the eye and say, oh my God, I apologize. Or he just said to them, the other white men, I didn't know what it meant. So one of the actionable items I charge the non-black teachers with is holding your coworkers accountable and being aware of what you're saying that can be read as microaggressive. Sometimes we overthink things. We think, oh, how will I talk to the kids about da-da-da-da-da? Okay, in February, even though a lot of for those who are teachers, a lot of our February got cut in half because of COVID, how many actually thought to say, hey, let me incorporate a significant black person in my lesson? That's easy. If you have textbooks, look at your textbooks. Are they diversified? And if not, you should take it to your supervisor and say, hey, like, can we get a textbook that has more variety and coloring in it? Okay? When we do have things like the protesting that's going on, we have the blackface incidents that are going on, you should maybe take a moment and have a conversation about it and not just leave it, you know, for the kids to interpret any old kind of way. So these are like actionable items. When you guys see these schools that post who they're looking for and they name the certain countries that they're looking for, there is no reason for them to have that specific country at all. And so a simple thing you can do is say, hey, why do they have to be from these countries? There are several, the Philippines and different other countries and nations in Africa, they all have English as their first or second language. Because I thought for the longest time that it had something to do with the law. And it was like, no, that's not it. Like, you just need to show that you are proficient in English. So that's easy, simple ways that you can just try to end some of the anti-Blackness that happens in Taiwan. You don't have to over-theorize it. You know, watch yourself. Watch how you speak to other black people. Other black people may not want you to say, hey, yo, what's up? They may actually just want you to say, hello, how are you? Right? Definitely watch what you're doing and what you're saying and examine the language that you are using if you do have actual black coworkers, because it is draining, it is tiring. And I did have to carry that incident all this week and had nobody really like vocally stand up and say, hey, you know, like, we need to calm that down. So that's all I have. I am very pleased with this event. This was great. Had a great time today.
Attention! 1, 2. Hey. military kid, but moved here from St. Louis, Missouri. So Ferguson, where you at? No one? My cousin, if he was here, he'd be with me. Anyway, one of the biggest topics that we were talking about was social media. We talked about how social media can be very draining, especially for Black people. We continue to see our people hurt, murdered, killed, taken to jail for no reason at all, and it gets draining. My brother said earlier today, take care of yourself. But for you, who don't look like me, here's what I would tell you to do. I want you to do your research and call out the bullshit. You probably need an example. Let me do that. Most recently, there was a post about a Taiwanese man. I believe it was Taiwanese. He dressed up in blackface. He had some jacket on, some red shorts. It looked ridiculous, right? But in the comments below the article, there was a lot of people saying, oh, it's not that bad. Get over it. Who cares? That's when you need to call out the bullshit. Okay? That's your perfect time. You want to say that you're an ally? For real. Call out the bullshit. Tell your friends, y'all, because it's not okay. We don't, if I want to mimic you or act like you or try to be you, at no point in time am I going to put on some pale makeup and put it all over my face, put it all over my arms. That's a lot of goddamn work. And as soon as I'm done sweating in Taiwan, the shit done came off. So it's not okay for anybody. The way you can mimic me or act like you care for me, put on the same clothes, wear glasses like me one day, wear the same color shoes or something, put the pen behind your ear and try and talk like me. I'll take that over some damn blackface. So call out the bullshit. That's your opportune time.
How again? Alright, this is the last thing y'all gonna hear me say. So donate. Now, I had a scanning thing that was supposed to be on the slides that I forgot when I was doing my speech, but if we don't see it after this, then word, come ask me. I'll happily pass that around. But shout out to all my 700-hour to file your taxes English teachers. One great thing we can do right now to get back is donate to a lot of these movements going on in our cities for people who are there. Go right there. So you can scan that. You can find some links that will go to organizations in the major cities that are popping up. Of course, Minneapolis. But, for example, I'm from Miami. So if you keep scrolling through long enough, you'll be able to see links to donate to the organizers in Miami or Minneapolis, Atlanta. People, all kinds of people are donating. And not even that, there's also lists of resources for things that you might not want to have to explain. So you can give people one Google link if they start asking you a load of questions that you're not ready for. There's also links to the organizations themselves. So even if you're not donating, you can spread them around and share it for other people to see what people are doing and making their moves. And also if you're doing organizing yourself, you can scan this and make links towards other people. So if you go have this talk somewhere else, you can maybe direct someone that you know to donate to these links. I'm not sure if all of them take international bank. I don't know how that works depending on where your card information is coming from, but please donate because a lot of those are going to bail funds that are getting a lot of these protesters who are getting locked up for no reason out of jail as quick as possible. They're going to medical funds for people who are getting injured in these protests, and they're just going to materials for people to hold up these signs that we think are cool to just keep on reposting. So yeah, show your love with your pockets.
So my name is Tori. toy. Hi everyone. It is so great to see so many people that I know and don't know. This is very encouraging, especially when it's such a trying time to be a Black person away from America and feeling like there's not a whole lot I can do. And I feel like there's probably some people who feel the same way. But seeing so many people turn out for this event has been very encouraging, showing love, showing support. But also know that there are things you can do, no matter how far you are from your home or from a direct instance or negative thing that has happened in America or in other countries, because it's not just in America. There are things you can do. If you don't know how, ask somebody. Somebody will be happy to help. Ask one of your friends, ask a stranger. I mean, there's people around here who has ideas and ways that you can help. And sometimes if you don't know what to do, the first thing you can do is just listen, which is what this event really is about, right? Listening, bringing awareness. So if you really want to just start by listening, that's the first thing. But if you feel the need to do something, there is something you can do. And not just one thing. Like, it's not just a one-time thing, because racism isn't just one act. It wasn't just one moment or one point in time or in the past. It's every day, every moment. But, oh gosh, it's been a lot.
We're here for you. You got it.
Continue to encourage each other, show each other love, no matter who you may know. Check on your friends, regardless of race. Check on your friends, because it's hard on everyone. The people who want to learn, yeah, it's a lot to take in, I get that. And the people who are on the receiving end of what's happening, check on us too. And just check on your family. But it has to be a continued thing. It's not just one event, one moment. It's a continued thing to keep affecting change. It's going to have to take time, because it took this much time to get to where we are in terms of the racism we still see in this world. It took time to build all these systems, and it's going to take even more time to break them down and to rebuild. So continue to just love and support each other, because we see so much negative stuff online and we hear negative things. But everyone here, this is just an example of how much love there still is. I'm an eternal optimist. I still believe that there's good in every person, no matter how bad something may be. There's always some love that can be found. So continue to love, continue to support. If you don't know, listen or ask. It's okay. We're all here to learn and grow. Thank you guys.
So big up and like stay strong. But I also want to take the time to thank everyone that is here and that is not Black. I think that it's also you guys that are going to bring the change into this world, and I really want to highlight that. But I wanted to tell all of you that don't just stop at being here. I really wanted to encourage all of you, like each one of us, to take this action outside of here, outside of the doors, and to really spread it into our families, into our workplaces, into our schools, into our environment. Take it everywhere. And if you tell one person, if each of us here tells one person tonight, then tomorrow, you know what? We're going to be double to know things that happened today. And that is just going to be great. And if we do it every day, then we're going to change the world.
So it's really painful to have to finish these conversations when they don't feel done. It's 15. But they're never going to feel done, and that's the point. To echo what everybody is saying is we have to continue showing up. Showing up here today is not to absolve anybody. It's not to make you feel better, it's to make it so that we lay the foundations for these conversations so that they can continue. So if you showed up to this room today, it doesn't mean anything if you don't show up to this room tomorrow or the next day or the day after that. So we'd like you to thank you for coming and encourage that you continue to come. We'll be working on events in the future. There are other wonderful Black organizers in this room who are working on other events that operate in different ways but that are equally as vital and just as important for you to attend. Information about that will be shared.
I wanted to thank you all personally just because of the scale of this event. On Monday when we were talking about this, we could not imagine this. We had a venue when we told them maybe 200 people were coming, they're like, we can't hold 200 people. So to see all of you here, it's really powerful and it really just highlights how much we all care and how much we all care for one another and how much we can do. And the number of people here, I think, is our responsibility, your responsibility to hold each other accountable. I don't think that leaving here today and thinking that you're done is enough. I don't think that leaving here and thinking that you can share that you've been here and that's the thing that was good is enough. So we do want to see you again and again and again, and we do want to see you doing things with each other, and we do want to see just the erasure of anti-Blackness in Taiwan because of your efforts.
I also just want to say, you guys took the first step. The first step was to come. And then you took another step by having the conversation. And I mean, we've had it, like you guys have all said it, it does not stop here. Because you have to take it back into your community. You need to have those conversations. Don't just be here and listen to them. Really take that next step to, even if it's as soon as you leave here, even if it's tomorrow, even if it's the day after that, keep going with that. Because if you can take the first step, you can go the whole way. And that's the most important thing. And we never thought that you guys would turn out like this, and it's just humbling. And I'm glad that we all held the space together. And I want you guys to all just give yourself a huge round of applause.
We just also, to add, another brick has agreed to honor their original commitment to donate 40% of their profits for today to the cause. So it's more incentive to continue the conversations there after what happens here today. With that being said, we all have to leave now because if we're not out by 9:30, the cross goes up, and Eddie Wong only has so much that he can give to us today. So
Thank you, Eddie.
thank you all for coming.
Just really quickly, before everybody leaves, I just want to get a huge picture of the entire room. The entire room. So, you guys can sit down.
You made it to the end of this video. I have a lot more you're gonna like to watch. So please subscribe and stay tuned.